So let me. Uh-oh, I think we having some sound issues. Hello, everyone. Happy Friday. We already struggle streaming, y'all. But hello, everybody. Welcome to my kitchen. My name is Terry. Happy to have all of y'all here. Oh, yes, we have people in the chat already. My computer is on a delay today, y'all. So we might be struggle streaming, but we're going to have a good time today. Thank you so much for joining. Again, happy Friday. Let me see who is in the chat. It's going to be a good time today, y'all. I know you saw the thumbnail and the title of the video. We're going to be making some drunken pineapple barbecue wings. All right. So we have Miss Peach Love in the building. She says, hello, welcome in. Please hit the like button on your way in. Yes, yes, yes. Please make sure you like the video. We have Maggie, the substitute teacher, here joining us. She says, have a great stream. So proud of you. Thank you so much, Maggie. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciate you. Y'all make sure y'all check out Maggie, the substitute teacher's channel here on YouTube. She streams daily, giving us delights that are gluten-free, dairy-free, and gluten-free, dairy-free, and sugar-free. Maggie also has a second channel. It's called The Wives Club. They're almost very close to their 1,000 subscriber mark to get towards the monetization goal. So make sure y'all check out not only the Maggie the Substitute Teacher's channel, but The Wives Club. We have Craig Lamar in the building waving hello. Happy Friday to you, Mr. Craig. Celeste is here. Happy Friday. On CP time, just a little bit. Look, we're going to be struggle streaming today. I can already see it. All right. So Yvette is in the building. We got Glamorous D. He says hello. Maya Montana is here. Yes, I finally caught a live. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. That's my sister, y'all. Glamorous D says here for the wings. Don't worry, we got the wings coming up here shortly. We got Miss Garner in the building. She says afternoon. All right, y'all. So let me get started because we got a few things to do. Let me get my banner going. All right. So before I really get started, let me push this off to the side because we have another gift from the wish list. It arrived on Wednesday. So another gift from my Amazon wish list. If for those of you that aren't familiar, I actually got the idea from Maggie. She has like a teacher's list. It's based off the theme of her show. And so like basically a wish list on Amazon for people to support what you buy off the Amazon wish list. We use it here on the channel to help it grow and bring y'all some healthy, delicious recipes. So we got another gift. We've had a few gifts that have been generously donated to by some subscribers. So thank you, thank you, thank you. You will see me mention those people as I use those products. All right. Ooh. Let's see. I'm so excited. We got a pot, y'all. And it says, keep up the good work from Christopher Albright. Thank you so much. We got a pot, y'all. Look at there. Oh, we're going to make some good stuff with this. I'm so excited. Let me open it a little bit just so y'all can see it. Some more. So I have this induction cooktop. And so there are special pots that have to be used on the induction cooktop. And this particular pot is one of those. It has a metal bottom that attaches to the magnetic surface on the induction cooktop. So here we are. We're going to be making some sauces, some soups maybe. We're going to do a lot of stuff with this Dutch oven. Ooh, I'm so excited. Thank you again. Thank you again. All right, let me put this off to the side. Okay, y'all. So we are going to be making today some drunken pineapple barbecue wings. I'm so excited. On Wednesday, I believe, um, one of my moderators, Mona D, I don't think she's here yet, but Mona asked about like a non-seafood recipe because I've been making a lot of seafood lately. And I was like, okay, we could do that. I cooked with tequila on Wednesday. And so people were like, oh, make like some type of boozy something chicken. And so I was like, y'all want chicken wings? So that's what Mona picked. We want chicken wings. So I figured out in my head, I'm like, let me come up with a real good recipe. I can use some booze, right? So with our drunken pineapple barbecue wings, we're going to be using some bourbon. I do not drink bourbon. So I was in the bourbon aisle looking like, what should I buy? I didn't even know whiskey is bourbon. I was like, oh, I see whiskey, but I don't see bourbon on the signs. And then when I get over there, I see it says whiskey bourbon on the labels. Don't judge me, but I don't drink that. I'm a tequila girl. Speaking of which, I got me a drink. I made a little drink with some tequila. All right, let me see what y'all saying in these chat streets. Let's see. Open the gift already. Y'all was excited? Y'all were excited? Yes. Come through, new pot. Mr. Christopher, he has hooked us up on the channel. Thank you so much for the put him in the ticker. Okay, I will put him in the ticker. All right. All right. Okay. So to start out our wings, we are going to have to cut them up, butcher them up. Okay, y'all. So in addition to the drunken barbecue wings, we're going to be talking about some red and green flags in relationships. I honestly did not want to talk about this, but this was a topic that was suggested a while ago. And I was like, you know what? Go ahead. It's Friday. We can have some fun. It's Friday. We can have some fun and, you know, do a little something. So I know everybody has heard about the red and green flags, especially the red flags, because it's everywhere. Everybody all over the internet, they're talking about the red flags of relationships. And so I figure, why not? You know, not only let's just figure out what they are, first of all, and then we can figure out how do we deal with them. Uh-oh. Let's see. Somebody else is in the chat. She agrees with me. Tequila Jenkins. Shadrika Jenkins. I guess the tequila already hit me, y'all. Don't judge me. I had a few sips of the tequila before we started. You know, I wanted to make sure I had a good energy, y'all. I was tired this morning, so I was like, I got to pep myself up. So here I am. But yes, tequila all day. I love tequila. That is my drink of choice. So I know we've all encountered some red flags. What the first thing I'm doing, of course, I have whole wings, y'all. Y'all know the whole wings are cheaper. So I went ahead and already cleaned my wings. I'm going to go ahead and just cut them at the joint through the cartilage. You don't have to use a big cleaver like this. I'm just doing this to be extra, okay? So you can use a regular sharp knife and you will be able to cut through them. So we're just going to cut through them so we can make our little wingettes. I don't want to put whole wings in the air fryer. All right. So we've all encountered our red flags and even green flags. We don't really talk a lot about the green flags, but we definitely have all encountered some type of red flag when you know, talking to somebody, dating somebody. And like, I will say this, especially like in this social media space, it seems like when people talk about red flags, the immediate thing they go to is like, oh, if you see a red flag from a man, and these are women talking because I'm a woman, if y'all didn't know. But, you know, people will be like, if you see a red flag, leave. And I'm like, yeah, no. That's not necessarily always the case. I think it kind of really depends on like what, you know, the red flag is. So, oh, wait a minute. Tequila Jenkins has a nice ring to it, right? I know, right? Tequila Jenkins. That can be your alter ego. Let's see. Miss Garner says, we all may need a drink after this. Girl, look. So y'all let me know in the chat because I found some. Y'all know I be trying to find like little ways to, you know, drop a few little gems to you. So if I find some good articles or anything like that, I share them with everyone here. So, but before I go to like a good, really good comprehensive list of like red and green flags you should be aware of, or they call them red lights, or some, sorry, green lights and red flags. I have a list and I'm going to go over them. But before I go over the list, I really kind of want to know, what are some red flags you all have encountered in your dating past? We all grown here. We've all dated folks. So I just want to know, something you've encountered. Doesn't have to be super major. It can be something small. And I mean, I feel like, and I'll say this later, but I feel like red flags are kind of subjective anyway, because something that may be a red flag to me may not be a red flag to Miss Gardner and vice versa. So, but I'm interested to know what you all have encountered. Okay. So, y'all acting up in the chat already. Okay. So, I went ahead, cut up all my wings. We're going to go ahead and season them. We have them in our nice big bowl brought to us by Mr. Derek. Look at these bowls, y'all. And it has like a little silicone at the bottom. So if I have it on the counter, it don't move, makes it a little bit more sturdy. All right. Come on. Where do you start? Come on. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. Let me know what's some red flags. Actually, you know what? I want to know the green lights. Green lights. What are some green lights you've encountered in your dating past or present? Some things that you've seen from people, you're like, oh, like that's the kind of energy, that's the type of stuff I need to see when I'm out here in these dating streets. All right. So while y'all letting me know y'all green flags or your green lights, we're going to season our chicken. So I'm starting with my Simple Truth Jamaican spice grill, or Jamaican style grill spice. I got this from Kroger, which is called Fries here, but the Simple Truth is a Kroger brand. I like this seasoning blend because it is very, very low in sodium. This one only has 40 milligrams worth of sodium per serving. So dang near no salt. Second thing I'm going to be adding, going to be seasoning this like pretty light in terms of like the amount of sodium, because we're definitely going to see, get some more flavor in our sauce. I can't wait to make this sauce. It's going to be so intense. Okay. So for the second seasoning we're going to use, y'all know I love Kinder's. This one is wood fire garlic. It has a great, great garlicky flavor. Again, this one doesn't have a whole lot of sodium, so it's only 180 milligrams per serving. So you can be as liberal or as light as you'd like. I'm going to, pack it on there, have some good seasoning. So both of these are nice and reddish, but I'm also going to add in some smoked paprika to my wings, give it some smoky flavor. And then I'm also going to add in a few tablespoons of baking powder. I'm already seeing y'all comments. Okay, so I need to season these so I can pull up y'all comments because they're funny. So this last thing I'm going to be adding to the wings is some baking powder, and a few tablespoons of that. Just going to kind of eyeball it. This will kind of help have a little coating outside of our wings. Keep in mind, we're air frying these. We're not putting them in the grease. So that's going to help, keep them a little low fat, cooking for health theme. And then from here, just mix them up. That's why I love these big old bowls. If y'all are interested in these bowls, I can add them to my Amazon storefront. That way you can go and click the link and be able to order them from Amazon. They came with a few non-stick or silicone cooking utensils, as well as a whisk and some measuring cups too, and tops. So they have airtight. Y'all, you need these. So go ahead and pick them up. I'll put them on my Amazon storefront. It'll be linked on my channel. Okay. So went ahead and seasoned those. We're just going to sit them off to the side while I pull up y'all comments, see what y'all talking. All right. Let's see. What does Mr. Craig Lamar says? A woman that shows concern about my sleep is a green light. I know, right? Isn't that so sweet? Somebody be like, "Oh, how you sleep? You had a good sleep. That's cute." Celeste says a green light. I like that. Yes, we can do red hearts and green hearts. The green hearts are going to be for the green lights, and the red hearts are going to be for the red flag, or you can put a red flag because there's a red flag emoji. Celeste says consistency as it relates to the many aspects of relationship. Y'all, we'll go that later. We'll talk about that later. I just want to see what y'all got to say. Yeah, y'all ready for the sauce? I'm ready for the sauce too. Honesty, love, good conversation. Yes, good conversation will last a long way. A woman that offers to cook and get offended if I don't eat. Now, why you ain't eating? See, you know what? Shadrika says we found that potato flour gives them a little skin, breading, and crunch in the air fryer. Yes, yes. So potato flour is basically like potato starch, similar to cornstarch. So yes, those are all alternatives to kind of let them have a little coating on the outside. I might put a little bit more baking powder. You can also use like a little bit of cornstarch as well. Consistent what? You may ask. Communication and concern. Yes. Mr. Craig says a frugal woman. I'm assuming that's a green light. These are just a few of his green lights. Okay. I feel like that was like a song. Let's see. Celeste says consistent what you may. Oh, okay. Communication, care, and yeah, yes. Half truths. They're just lies. Okay. So let's go. All right. So I told y'all I found a list. I'm going to add in a little bit more baking powder to our wings and use, let me put another glove on and kind of mix them around just a little bit more because these wings, I want them to be a little saucy because we're going to make a nice amount of sauce. We got a whole thing of liquor. I don't drink this. So we're going to use this today. We're not going to use the whole thing though. We're not going to use the whole thing. And I will say this for anybody who wants to recreate this recipe, do not be concerned about feeding your children with the alcohol. The alcohol actually cooks off. So once we put it in here, we'll let it, you can either, light it a little bit. And that'll kind of like, once the flame kind of dies down, then all the alcohol is gone. Or you could just let it boil like have a low boil for a few minutes, and you'll see the sauce reduce. It'll thicken up, and that's how you know that the alcohol has cooked off. All right, now the wings. Let me show y'all what I want the wings to look like after you have the potato flour, the baking powder. So, all right. Lord Jesus. Okay. So from this little article I found, or a list, it says a list of relationship green lights and red flags. It's from the Sawtooth Mountain Clinic, which is in Minnesota. Apparently they offer like a bunch of services, medical and behavioral health services there. And they have a few articles on their website about different things. And this was one of the things that I found. And I will drop the link in the description to let y'all know. So I'm gonna start with green lights because I really feel like we focus a lot on the negative when it comes to relationships, and nobody really talks like a lot about the actual positives. They're just like, oh, don't do this, don't do that. And maybe, people who haven't had the greatest luck in the world with relationships can learn something by letting them know, these are some things that you should look for in relationships. So we're going to start with some green lights. But first, I'm going to add in my wings into the air fryer. I coated the air fryer basket with some non-stick cooking spray. That just helps make sure your wings don't stick, of course. And then I'm just going to load them in here. Do not put them on top of each other. Make sure you have them in like a single layer. Depending on how big your air fryer is, that's going to determine how many wings you can cook at a time. but I don't usually flip my wings. I just leave them in there long enough and on a high enough temperature so that they cook evenly on both sides. They have some brown color on both sides, but we're going to be adding them some sauce into them, so they don't have to be like super crispy looking, if that makes sense. All right. So some of the green lights they have on this little particular article. The first one is respect. It says healthy relationships are grounded in feelings of admiration and esteem. Respect is demonstrated when we talk to someone kindly and truthfully, and when we act in ways that show we value their time and opinions. What y'all think? I personally think respect is a huge thing in any type of relationship, be it romantic or platonic. I feel like when people have a lack of respect for folks, all things go out the window. Uh, you know what? Okay, so I have added a single layer of the chicken wings in here. And I'm going to put my wings, they're going to be on about 325, and I'm going to put them in there for about 25 minutes. All right. Red flags. You know what? Craig Lamar is on one today. Yvette says, I can see respect is huge. Yes. You know what? Like, I remember anytime I've seen like stories in the news about celebrity couples, and then you see like the man or the woman out here just doing all type of unhinged behavior, like just letting the whole world know that they don't like their mate. And like the first thing I always think of is like they really just don't respect them. Because even if you out here doing some old tricky stuff, like I'm not saying anything. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. What? Okay. Do you want something? Oh, we gotta stop the presses. So we just received a Cash App donation from Mr. Real Bravado Network for $50. He says, "Here's my respect." Thank you so much, Real Bravado Network. He is a huge supporter of the channel. He's donated several times via Cash App, so we really appreciate him. Make sure y'all check out his channel, the Real Bravado Network, here on YouTube. He just had a really good stream the other day. It was good, y'all. Make sure y'all go check out the replay. It was real good. Shout out to Real Bravado Network. Thank you so much for your continued support. If she has more than one pair of laundry day panties, huge red flag. You know what? I don't know what he's talking about. Yvette or Miss Garner says she seconds that on respect. Craig Lamar says salute. Salute to Real Bravado Network. Thank you so much. Yes, you are the real MVP. So yes, you need something? You're going to have to wait. Okay. I'm a mom first. About to run to my personal training session. Have a good cook. Thank you so much, Real Bravado Network. Again, y'all, make sure you check out his channel, content creator here on YouTube. He has some really great content from a very interesting perspective. All right. So yeah, every time I've ever seen like little celebrity couples online, here, let me pull up my pot because we're about to make this sauce. We're going real quick. Let's see. I see celebrity couples and the man or the woman, they just doing all type of reckless stuff. And I'm like, you know what? They don't like each other. They can't like each other. Like, how do you purposely just do things to someone you claim you love and respect that you know is not only going to embarrass them, but it's going to like show the world that like you really just don't like them? Yes, look who is in the building. ZWIV72 just dropping in to support under the weather today, but I did hit the like button. I'll catch the replay though to get those watch hours. Salute to you all. Thank you so much, ZWIV72. Appreciate you. Mona D is in the building. She says hello. Hello, hello, hello. We talking about red flags and green lights today. All right. So, you know what? We're not doing that yet. We got to cut up our garlic, y'all. Let me remove this. Let's cut up our garlic. So the first thing we're going to need for our sauce, because we're going to have like some minced garlic in the sauce. I have several garlic cloves here. I'm just going to cut up, mince them up. Don't have to be super, super fine. I want to see the garlic in the sauce. If you don't, you can grate it up or you can use like a garlic paste. But I'm just going to mince up several cloves of garlic. Yes, you are right on time, Mona. We're having our Drunken air fried wings. I've already seasoned the wings. The wings have been seasoned with some Kinder's wood fire garlic seasoning. I also have some of this Jamaican style grill spice on here, and also some smoked paprika and some baking powder to create like a coating so that the wing sauce is going to stick nicely as if we fried them. But y'all know we cooking for health, so we air frying them. I haven't had fried wings in a little bit, and every time I do have fried wings, I end up feeling sick. Okay, so we've been talking about green lights in relationships, and the first one that we brought up was respect. You want somebody to respect you, because I am from the train of thought, if somebody don't respect you, that means they don't like you, and they are really willing to have you out here looking like a whole fool in front of the world. And, I know people like you shouldn't care what other people think. It's not so much of what other people think. It just goes to show. You want me to have tomatoes in my face? Like, come on now. Be respectful. Let's see. Something else. Communication. Green lights. Good communication means being straightforward, even if it's uncomfortable. That's something, let me stop there. Because, when people talk about communication, a lot of times folks are like talking about like in the good form, like, just tell me what's going on. Tell me your feelings. Let me know, when you're all this kind of stuff. But people feel very uncomfortable when someone has to address something that is not necessarily positive. And they usually feel like it's an attack. And just because somebody has to address something does not mean it's an attack. It's an opportunity for you to grow, which actually on this list, room for growth, is a green light. Like, it's someone willing to evolve and make themselves better is a huge green light, because none of us are perfect. None of us are perfect. And none of us are out here doing everything in the best way possible. So if somebody is offering you some constructive feedback, then you should take it. All right, we got a whole bunch of people coming in the chat. So let's see who's here. Mona D is in the building. Make sure y'all check out Mona D's channel. She actually has 2 channels, one with her and one with her children. Mona, please be sure to drop your links. We got Theo with the Do Better podcast in the building. Thank you so much for joining, Theo. Shout out to you. And make sure you drop your link as well. Theo is, you know what? Craig Lamar has been dropping his green lights and his red flags. And this one is another red flag from none other than Craig Lamar. He says, if she kisses her dog in the mouth, look, we all family here. That's not really something that we do. I love my dog, but I'm not kissing him in the mouth. I ain't kissing him. Well, I do like a like that next to his face, but I'm not like kissing my dog. Maya says it sounds yummy already. Mona D says I have to get another air fryer. Hers died after 2 months. Oh no. Oh no. All right. Kaya is in the building. Y'all, my computer's acting crazy, so I don't even know if these comments are coming up. I hope they are. Kaya's in the building. Let's see who else. Smoke and Talk is in the building. Thank you so much for being here. Make sure y'all drop y'all links. Check out the Smoke and Talk podcast. I think they're going live today. Not sure, but let us know if you're going live today so that we can check you out. Thank you so much, Kaya, for joining. All right. So I got my garlic. What else we have? I have some crushed pineapples. We're going to use crushed pineapples as well as some pineapple juice. in our sauce. The next thing that you will need is some barbecue sauce. I'm using Sweet Baby Ray's, the no sugar added version, because again, we're trying to make sure that we are cutting like the extra sugar, the extra fat, but still making it good. So no sugar added Sweet Baby Ray's. Of course, we're going to be using some unfiltered honey. We're going to use a little brown sugar sugar replacement. Our liquor of choice, for those of you that have just joined, our Drunken wings will be drunken by some bourbon. And we are going to be using Maker's Mark today as our bourbon of choice. And we will also be using a couple whole cloves and one actual stick of cinnamon. You don't have to use this, but y'all, again, I love to cut the fat, the sugar, and all that kind of stuff. So what do? I use other ways that's less fat, less sugar to add additional flavor. Okay. All right. Sweet Baby Ray's is top tier barbecue sauce. It is. If you haven't checked out the non-sugar added version, you should. It's actually really good, y'all. All right. A few other green lights that I just want to make sure I point out that they say is reciprocity is one. You know, in a solid relationship, people do what they can for others. It's balanced, it's equal, but not necessarily identical. And I think that's something to be to note, because I feel like a lot of times people think that like in relationships, they get so caught up in this partnership word that it's just like, oh, you assume that everything is equal. And that's not necessarily true. But I think it's just the thought behind it, like the energy, like matching energy, so to speak. I know people don't like that. People use it in a negative connotation, but I think it can be like a positive thing as well. Another thing I wanted to note, because I know this is huge, and as I've gotten older, I have been really good, or I'm getting better about this. And it says individuality and boundaries. It's also safe to be distinct individuals with separate interests, goals, friends, and hobbies. It's important that those differences are appreciated and encouraged. I see a lot of my peers with this mindset that they got to be up and under somebody 24/7. Y'all, that is so toxic. You don't have to be up and under somebody 24/7. Theo be having those reaction videos from Kendra G in the morning, and some of them girls be. I think this one chick was like, she be talking. The Muslim lady who married the man in prison said something about she used to be on the phone with her man for 20 hours a day. First of all, you only got 4 hours of sleep. You can't be on the phone all day in prison anyway. Well, if you got a cell phone, I think he had to smuggle some cell phones in there. All right, so we're going to start our sauce. I'm going to add in a little bit of coconut oil. And I'm going to start with my garlic. Got the garlic. And I'm going to add in the pineapples as well, because we want to kind of cook these a little bit. Cook the garlic, cook the pineapple. Let me get a spoon. All right. Theo's reminding y'all, click the like button. Please click the like button. Yvette McDonald says, I need my space. I know, right? Like, I don't think I realized how much I like my space. I mean, I like to be up and under too sometimes, but I also like my space as well. And then also, like I said the other day, you don't talk to everybody the same way. And there are conversations that I can have with my girlfriends that I can't have with no man. I am not interested in having these conversations with men because they're not interested in these topics. So, like, you don't ever want to have those conversations. I hate those women that you see everywhere they go, they got to take their man. Girl, don't nobody want him or you. Okay. You don't have to be around your mate all the time. All right. So, just going to let this kind of hang out for a little bit. Want to cook that down some. We're going to start with the liquor. All right. How do I open this? Oh, Lord, y'all. Okay, here we go. Ooh. Oh, okay. It's a twist top. I don't think I've ever opened Maker's Mark. Oh, my goodness. Okay. What does Theo say? Theo says, my last relationship was like that. She would call me while she drove to work, call me on her lunch break, call me on the ride home, call me all day. I'm like, bruh, yeah, nah. I feel like people like that really don't know who they are. Like they don't know who they are. They don't know what they like. They just have to be around other people because they haven't like found themselves or something. Like that's just weird, especially in these big 30 plus grown ages. Like that's wild to me. All right. So we're gonna start with like a cup of the liquor, y'all. But I'm gonna cook. Let's start with 3/4 cup, not a cup. 3/4 cup. Okay. We making boozy. They're boozy. Ooh, I can smell it. Okay, y'all. We're gonna go to the red flags. Let me know in the comments some red flags. Since we got some new people in the building that wasn't here earlier, I want to see some of y'all red flags that y'all have encountered in the past or even currently. Red flags y'all have encountered. I'm not pulling that comment up. Theo and Craig Lamar in the chat cutting up again. All right, y'all. So I'm gonna go ahead and add in the bourbon. 3/4 cup. Let me turn this up because we want this to come to like a boil. Because we got to cook this liquor down. Woo! Woo! I'm going to get drunk off the fumes. Okay, so you're going to turn the heat up because you want the alcohol to cook off. If you are brave, you can put a little flame here. I could do it, but I don't want my phone and all of my setup to get burnt. I don't have time for that. So you could do like a little flambe situation, you know, like Will Smith did. But did Will Smith blow up the whole house? So that is one way to know when the liquor is or the alcohol has cooked off. Once you put the flame on there, I'm gonna put a little bit more. Once you put the flame on there, it'll just burn until all of the alcohol has burned off. Otherwise, you're gonna do it like we're doing it right now, where you just got the heat up and you are going to let it simmer until the sauce reduces by pretty much half and you see it start to thickening up, and you can smell once the alcohol has finally burnt off because that strong alcohol smell is now gone. All right, any more red flags before I bring up my red flag list in the comments? All right. Okay. Let's check on our wings. Ooh. Oh, these look good. Okay. So, first red flag I want to bring up. This is a huge one. Lack of appreciation. Lack of appreciation is signaled by not noticing someone's effort, not expressing gratitude, or neglecting to acknowledge someone's contributions. I see a lot of people complaining about not feeling appreciated, both men and women. I think that, especially in more traditional relationships, I feel that we have come to a point where some people don't necessarily value what the other person is doing or bringing to the relationship. There's a lot of emphasis on like finances, which is very important, especially when you're talking about building families. However, the financial aspect of what's needed to build it and maintain a family is not the only thing of importance. But even if you feel that like a man is supposed to do whatever or a woman is supposed to do whatever in the relationship, it doesn't mean you should look at it or view their contribution or that contribution to the relationship as an expectation. Yeah, that might be something that you feel is their duty or their role. However, it doesn't mean that you still can't show appreciation for them doing it, right? Because after a certain point, they're going to be like, okay, so what's the point of me? Why am I doing all this? You don't even appreciate what I do. You don't even appreciate what I do. Oh, Smoking Talk said, talk your ish. I sound like Eyan LaYon. I know what I'm talking about a little bit. Okay, so the first thing this liquor is just about cooked off. So I'm going to add in my barbecue sauce. I'm using Sweet Baby Ray's. No sugar added. Oh, Yvette said, I'm preaching on Good Friday. It is the day that Jesus died for our sins. Hallelujah. And we celebrating with some good chicken wings. Theo says, if it wants to come up, red flag, someone who can't admit they were wrong. Ooh. Okay, we're going to get to that. We're going to talk about that right now. Because that's basically the A word. Lack of accountability. Lack of accountability. Like, accountability can go a long way in any type of relationship. It doesn't matter. Like, yes, we focus a lot on like romantic relationships, but like even like familial and like friendships, work relationships, everything. Like when you find a person that is not willing to maintain accountability, it becomes difficult to deal with that person. All right, so I'm going to start adding in some of our aromatics to kind of help with the flavor of the sauce. So the first thing I'm going to do is add in a stick of cinnamon. These two things are optional, but I highly recommend that you invest and get these. We're going to get a few whole cloves. Whole cloves gives like a spicy type flavor to the sauce, but spicy, earthy flavor. I don't know how to describe it, but I love using it. I'm going to add in, so I have some 100% pineapple juice, no sugar added or anything like that. I'm going to start with about a half a cup of that. Shout out to Craig for the copper measuring cups. All right. So as we're making this sauce, y'all, we're going to be tasting to make sure everything is everything. I do have some more ingredients to add. I'm going to pull up some comments here in a minute, but we have more ingredients going in this sauce. Let's see. J Rich 83. What does she say? You're preaching and cooking at the same damn time. You in the future, sis. Thanks, girl. You know I'm trying. All right. Oh, I like the head wrap in your picture. Girl, that is cute. Oh, that's real cute. All right. What does Glamorous D say? When a woman talks about a man that's balding, but she wears a wig. Y'all with the petty. Y'all starting with the petty mess today. Yeah. That's just not nice. That's not nice. All right. So let me take this out the way so y'all can see additional things that we're adding to the sauce. Look who's in the building. It's Mr. Derek Gaines. Thanks so much for being here. He says, sorry you late. You ain't late, brother. You right on time. We making the sauce. We making our Drunken pineapple barbecue. Oh, that's the air fried wings. Okay, let me turn this down because I don't want this to stick. We're making Drunken pineapple barbecue air fried wings. So the Drunken part of the wings is our Maker's Mark bourbon that we are using for our sauce. We've already let the sauce reduce and cook off the alcohol. So we just have that delicious bourbon flavor mixed in with our crushed pineapples, garlic. We have some no sugar added barbecue sauce. We got a cinnamon stick in here, a few whole cloves. All right. Let's see. So I'm going to add in a few dashes of Worcestershire sauce. I always say that wrong. I'm sure I butchered that, but whatever. So this is what I'm going to be adding so that we can get a more smoky flavor to our wings. We're going to be adding some liquid smoke. You will find this in the condiment aisle, usually around close to like the Worcestershire sauce. Liquid smoke gives an amazing, amazing flavor to sauces and even protein. So I'm going to put a few dashes in here. This particular one is a mesquite smoke flavor. There's no calories in it. There's no carbs or anything like that. So, y'all, again, I'm just showing y'all different ways to add in flavor, extra flavor to your sauces, to your healthy cooking. Okay. All right. We're going to add in a little bit of ketchup just to have a little bit more oomph to the sauce. I am using no sugar added ketchup, only a couple tablespoons. You don't need a lot. This is how I doctor up my sauces. This is how my grandmother used to. My grandmother would add all type of stuff when I was younger. I'm going to add in a little bit of lemon juice. This sauce is about to be so good. Ladies, make this sauce for your mans, okay? I be trying to tell y'all, I want us all to be living prosperously in love, okay? In love. So I am putting the whole juice or the juice of one whole lemon. Let me get my, y'all, this sauce. All right. The sauce looking good, y'all. All right, let me get my spoon so we can taste and see. I haven't added any sweeteners. I've added pretty much everything else to flavor it. We got our cinnamon, whole cloves, pineapple juice, smoke, our liquid smoke, Worcestershire sauce, ketchup. Okay, so I'm going to taste before I add any type of sweeteners because we want to see where our sauce is at. Make sure you always tasting your food now. Taste your food. Oh, oh, okay. I like that. I like that. All right. Let's see, because y'all ain't here talking. Okay, we already got Glamorous D talking mess about the wigs. Let's see. Sorry, I'm late. No. The sauce is going to be, yep. This sauce is going to be good. Let's see. Mona D says she's going to make these either tonight or tomorrow. Yes, girl. Your husband will like them. These are really, really good already. And I haven't even added the sweetener yet. The sauce is so, so flavorful. I love using like fresh, like cinnamon sticks as opposed to like ground up cinnamon. Oh, Jesus. Go ahead and do that. Your man's going to be like, oh, what you doing? Oh, you in here cooking for real. You're like, yes, babe. All right. Theo says, high maintenance. Is that a red flag to y'all or is it just me? What do y'all consider high maintenance? Because I don't know. Because I know some men that are kind of high maintenance. They have their routines. They keep themselves up, you know. Like, I mean, you know, Theo, you was reviewing a very high maintenance man's video earlier today. Y'all boy Kevin Samuels was high maintenance, y'all. I'm sorry, but he was. He was doing things that the average black man wasn't do to keep up with their appearance. I'm gonna tell you, as a woman, as a black woman who dates black men, Not all black men keep themselves up like Kevin Samuels. Kevin Samuels is pretty high maintenance. I ain't against it. I'm not against a high maintenance man, and I can have my little high maintenance moments myself. I'll be honest. Derek Gaines says he puts liquid smoke in his beans. Yes, liquid smoke in baked beans would be really good. Really, really good. I like to use liquid smoke anytime I make stuff in the oven as opposed to on the grill because it'll still give you that smoky flavor. Now, let me turn that down. Team Peterson says red flag is a woman who lives and stays in delusion, never wants to change. Delusion can be, look, the delusional island is full of people. I'll just say that. Not if he got them red flags. What we referring to? What did I say? Derek Gaines said I sound like his grandmother. What did I say? I actually repeat a lot of things my grandmother used to say. So I like drunk beans, Mr. Craig Lamar says. Okay. All right. Oh, fellas, no shame in getting manis and petties. It's awesome. Tell them, Glamorous D. It is. And I like a man who keep himself up. That is so attractive. Oh my God. A man who smell good, whose hands are, first of all, I don't want nobody with their nasty hands and fingers around me. Okay. So there's that. I put in a little bit of honey. I'm going to add in our brown sugar swerve, which is basically a brown sugar substitute. Yes. All right. Let that kind of go there. Let that dissolve and incorporate. I have this sauce again on low because I don't want it to burn. Our aromatics are still in here. We definitely want to let the sauce cook for a few minutes. I want to get the flavors all together, y'all. Don't be in a rush. Don't try to cook your sauce for 5 minutes. No, give your sauce a good 30 minutes, 20 to 30 minutes to let them flavors. If you can have it even longer, the longer the better. Craig Lamar says he costs banks. You high maintenance, Mr. Craig? Let's see. Smoke and talk. Depends on the maintenance situation. Right. I think it really does depend on the maintenance situation. Oh, about tasting the food. Yes. Derek Gaines says, I sound like his grandmother when I said tasting the food. You always have to taste your food. And he says he bites his nails. No, you got to go and get a manicure. There's nothing wrong with men getting manicures, taking care of themselves. Look, fellas, I'm trying to help y'all out too, okay? And I can tell you, as a woman, it's very nice when a man takes care of himself. And like I said, black men love Kevin Samuels, okay? And Kevin Samuels was not a low maintenance man, okay? He kept himself up. Mr. Tom Ford Cologne, okay? I peeped. I peeped. He kept himself up. So if that's your godfather, make sure you do what the godfather say, okay? At least in that situation. Maggie, the substitute teacher, she says, I'm here for the substitutes. I see you multi-streaming. Yes, girl. Thank you so much, Maggie. Y'all check out Maggie, the substitute teacher. I think she's going to be going live in another hour or so. She's been doing a collab with our stream sponsor, Real Bravado Network. Mr. Real Bravado Network, he provided a $50 cash app donation. So shout out to him. And him and Maggie have been collabing all week. Maggie is over there on her channel, ladies, showing y'all how to make sure you cook your good food for your working man. So Real Bravado Network, he works a lot and he wanted to collab with Maggie so that, you know, men can see options for them to eat well and go to lunch. So Maggie over there told the fellas, make sure they get real, make sure they get real lunch boxes. Because we got men over there that was eating or taking their lunch to work in Walmart bags, y'all. All right, let's taste this. See where we at. Listen. This sauce is so good. I'm going to add in a little bit extra sweetener. Another tablespoon of the brown sugar swerve. And about a half a tablespoon to a full tablespoon of honey. We're going to let this cook up a few more minutes. Check on our wings. And we're going to be saucing them. Oh, I got another notification. Craig Lamar sent a $51 donation. He says, ticket tape time. Yes. So Craig Lamar is now the stream sponsor. It was Mr. Real Bravado Network, but with his $50 cash app. But now since Craig has sent $51, he is now the stream sponsor. So I'm going to add him to the ticker. All right, y'all. While I'm adding him to the ticker, let's see. Another red flag. Let me turn this down. Okay. Thank you to the stream sponsor, Craig Lamar, for his $51 donation. Thank you. All right. Craig Lamar is on the ticker. All right. So next red flag, lack of empathy. Lack of empathy is shown by a refusal or inability to consider another person's perspectives and the reasons they might feel that way. I can tell you this, y'all, and I'm gonna say this talking to the men, speaking on behalf of women, and I'm sure men can say the same thing in the, vice versa situation. A lot of women get upset with men because they tend to not show empathy in the way that the woman understands empathy to be. I'm not saying you don't show empathy. I'm just saying I have been in situations where I felt like I was voicing something and it was completely disregarded. And like validation and empathy will get folks a long way in relationships. It's not that somebody expects you to change right then and there. It's not that somebody expects you to move mountains and clouds and anything. It's just something as simple as you understood what someone said. You understand it and you will try your best to moving forward, make changes necessary so that situation doesn't happen again. But just hearing somebody and say, I understand, instead of like immediately going to respond. And I know women, we do this too with our fellas. Like they might say something and because we view it as an attack, we just instantly spout off instead of listening to what they're saying, listening to how they feel, and validating and showing empathy for their feelings. Because you can't tell somebody how to feel. You can't tell somebody how to feel. All right. I'm going to taste this sauce again. Hold on. Let me look at the wings. Oh, y'all, these wings look so good. Oh, my God. Let's check on our wings. They look like they've been fried in grease, not in the air fryer. Okay. Let me make sure they're good. All right. I'm going to turn them on for just a few more minutes. But y'all, let me show y'all. Don't this wing look like it was fried? That's a fried wing, not an air fried wing. All right. I'm going to put it in here for just a few more minutes. All right. Let's see what y'all saying in the chat. Craig Lamar, and I use plastic bags for lunch pails. Please don't. Please don't. Please don't. All right. Team Peterson, what does you say? Bond number 9 cologne, Izzy Me. Oh, he's coming with the cologne and male self-care suggestions. I'm here for that. I am here for that. You're high maintenance. There's nothing wrong. You should try a pedicure. Every man should have a pedicure at least one day in his life. Okay. I'm telling you, Mona D saying the wings are looking good. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Or you saying I look good too? I say thanks to both. All right. Let's taste our sauce because we almost done with this sauce. This sauce is so good. Oh my goodness. All right. I'm going to put a little bit more pineapple juice just so that to thin the sauce out just slightly. Just want to thin it out a little bit because it has thickened. This is optional. If you find that your sauce is thicker than you want it to be, you can either use pineapple juice, which is just going to add a little bit more of the pineapple flavor, or you can use a little bit of low sodium chicken broth. I'm going to convince y'all about these pedicures. Because I see y'all in the chat and y'all are not going for this. And I don't understand like why. It's nice. But if they're feeling some type of way and it's wrong, should you tell them or walk away? Okay. First of all, I will say this. Let's go ahead and clean up while I'm chatting with y'all. I will say this. I think that when you are trying to have and this is just about conflict resolution in general. This is going to be talking about how do we work on red flags. Because the thing about it is not all red flags, in my opinion, you should like just completely disregard somebody and run away from. Some things I do think that it's possible for you to kind of work out and find some type of compromise or some solution to the issue. But number one rule when it comes to conflict resolution is first, both parties have to be willing and able to have the conversation. You cannot have a conversation with somebody who is not willing and able to talk to you. If they are not willing because they mad, or if they're not able because they're so upset it might turn into something ugly, you got to let them calm down. You got to let them come back to when the conversation is more agreeable to you both. So if that is the situation, then maybe you need to write down what your grievances are so that you can remember every point that you got to make. And then the second part of when it comes to conflict resolution, not just in romantic relationships, all types of relationships, you should not start out from a place of attack. Like the best thing to do, especially in relationships, is, recognizing the behaviors and things that you appreciate from the person. Like, let's say you're talking to your girl and she just pissed you off because she said something, like you're usually very sweet and kind. I love how you say hello to me or good morning, or like Craig said, check on my sleep and all that kind of stuff. But when you say X, Y, and Z, it makes me feel this way, as opposed to you talking like this and I don't like it. Like, you see how that is different? It's one is like more of an attack. That's the person will instantly get on the defensive and the conversation will be not productive anymore. The other is, when you did this, because that is a fact. That is a fact. It's not something you're projecting. It's not something you're not interpreting what their intentions were. You're simply repeating what they did, the action that happened, and then you're letting them know what resulted in that action, how you felt, how that made you feel. Because at that point, they know, like, it's not so much of, I don't want you to say X, Y, and Z. I don't want you to say X, Y, and Z because this is what happens when you say X, Y, and Z. I think people respond better when they come from a place of understanding as opposed to just telling folks yes or no, not to do something. Same thing with kids. It's the same thing. Like, I find that it's easier for me to get through to my daughter when I explain to her why I want her to do certain things or why I won't allow her to do certain things, as opposed to just saying, no, you can do this, and yes, you can do that. Mona D says, I'm imagining I'm eating wings while having this strawberry banana protein shake. Dare Game says, no. Okay. Glamour Z, you should at least have 3 colognes in your lineup. Absolutely, yes. No to the pedicures. Oh, I'm going to convince y'all one day. Mona D says yes to both Terry, and y'all need to follow Terry's IG. She has all the cute looks over there too. Thank you, girl. Thank you for the compliment. I appreciate that. Okay, Derek Gaines is in the comment talking about his cologne. Wait, are we talking about men or women getting pedicures? Men. You can get your feet fixed up. Look, I done seen some toe up feet from the men. Okay, there's nothing wrong with getting a pedicure. We just not having your toes colored. Craig Lamar says light blue is bomb. It's my workout cologne. Oh, you work out in cologne? Okay. All right. High maintenance. I cost banks, but I do things to remain connected to my grit. Absolutely. Look, I'm telling y'all. But it's hard to be rational with an irrational person. And that is one of the red flags that you would deem as something that you would not put up with. I think we all need to have our own set of bottom lines where it's just like, I'm not dealing with this. You do X, Y, and Z, or this is how you are as a person, or these are the actions that I see. I'm not putting up with them. What is the point of being in a relationship with someone where it's constant friction, constant arguing, constant combat? I don't believe in that type of situation. I mean, I do think that people should take the necessary steps to resolve those issues. Therapy, whatever, prayer, whatever, Jesus died for our sins. So anything is possible, right? So whatever you got to do to save your relationship, save it. But if it's irreconcilable, y'all need to, child. That's just my opinion. But I personally think that people don't try to fix their relationships. They just complain about them. That's just my own take. Mona D says, oh, Lord, my computer. Okay. Mona D says, my husband and I get pedicures together outside of doing them at home. Pedicures for men are merely a foot soak, getting rid of the dead skin and cleaning up the nails. Thank you, Mona, for explaining this. I think y'all think that you're going to have some sparkly pink polish on your toes. Leave that to me, okay? Leave that to me. Pedicures are relaxing when done by the right folks. Absolutely. Oh, look. I was in the last time I got a pedicure, y'all, I was at the nail shop and there was a older black guy sitting next to me and he was getting his pedicure. And when that lady was rubbing on his feet, his head was going back. And I was just looking like, oh, he enjoying this. I'm telling you, that is an experience that you will never forget. Mona D, I wash my feet in the shower. I'm good. You know what? Shadrika Jenkins says, I gave my husband a pedicure last week. Keep y'all feet done. Don't nobody want to lay next to no crusty feet. You know what? I haven't graduated to that giving somebody a pedicure. I am really not a fan of feet. So I don't know if I'll ever graduate to giving a man a pedicure, but I think that is a very cute, like self-care date night situation. Get a pedicure, use a little mask on your face, have a drink some Drunken, have some Drunken wings. Keep link. You know what? I'm not saying that out loud. Mona D, I'm reminded of when women were going on Wiz Khalifa's feet. He was getting a did he get a pedicure? I always married the last woman who did. You know what? I'm telling you, get your pedicures, sir. Get your pedicures. All right, y'all. I'm excited because these wings look good. All right. Let me put this here. These wings are beautiful. All right, y'all want to see the wings before I put them in the sauce? Well, y'all going to see them when I put them in the sauce. All right. Husband. She said, keyword husband on giving a personal pet. Yeah. Or almost husband. It depends on I would say this. It depends on the nature of the relationship. And honestly, I think this should be a red flag for anybody in a relationship. Someone who's not willing to show that they have care and concern for you. I think that like it's wild to me, and this is not to pick on what Maya said, but it kind of just made me have that thought. Because yeah, it's wild to me how men and women will say they want marriage, but they don't show the qualities of a husband and a wife prior to getting that marriage. Not saying you doing everything and anything for a man or a woman that's not you're not committed to. No, if you just met them, of course you have to get to know them. You have to build a bond, trust, and all that kind of stuff. And then you find yourselves, doing all the cutesy little things or just different tasks to show that you care for them. But like once you've established that like we in this thing, we together, we doing this, that's when like the behaviors start to show and you start to express to this person how grateful you are for them. You're, showing empathy for them. You're showing reciprocity. They do nice things for you. You do nice things for them. Like all of that. I don't understand how you ain't just gonna turn on. You sign the marriage certificate, y'all get married, and then the next day, all of a sudden, these things start to happen that are different in the relationship. No, you need to show that you're worthy of being a husband and wife prior to. That's just my take. That is actually something that they talk about on Maggie the Substitute Teacher's channel, the Wives Club. If y'all are interested in that type of content, there are 4 or 5. I think Mona remind me there are 4 or 5 ladies on the panel. 4 ladies on the panel. There's 2, one current housewife, a future wife, and a former wife. 2 former wives, and they're all speaking on like those perspectives to help women, especially younger women who want to get married one day. And I'm taking out the cinnamon stick out of here. So I highly recommend you watch or go subscribe to that channel. I think they're going live today, and they talk a lot about that types of stuff. And I think it's very, when I listen to them and like their perspectives, it made sense to me. I think the problem is when people are like, no, you don't do this for just a boyfriend or whatever, is because people have been in circumstances where the boundaries and the lines of the relationships or the parameters of the relationship weren't securely established, nor were the boundaries or expectations purely established. And that's why they find themselves in these situations where they mad because they doing X, Y, and Z, and he ain't doing LMNOP. That's just something I've experienced, just seeing other people. Because we live in hookup culture and situationshipville. Nobody wants to be in relationships, and then you get mad because your situation man or woman ain't doing relationship stuff. Y'all never established what y'all was doing, so why you mad? Why you mad? Okay, so y'all see the wings, right? Y'all see the wings, right? Yes. Smoking Talk said they just finished smoking. Y'all about to have me over here being the boozy, and for the boozy people and the stoners. Y'all, this smells so good. It looks so good. All right. Yes. Maya says, depends on the relationship. I'm struggle streaming, y'all. True. Depends on the relationship for sure. It naturally happens. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes. For the boozy, the boozers, and the stoners. All right. We done with this. We're done. I'm going to plate. All right, y'all. I'm going to drop the link to my red flags little thing situation, the list that I showed you all or that I read from. There's some really good information here. I feel like it's things that we all should. You know what? I'm not repeating. I am not pulling up Craig's comments in the chat. But yes, the main thing I think we all should recognize is like I said earlier, and I made all of these points when I answered Derek's question. I think that when it comes to relationships and when it comes to the green lights and the red flags, we all have our boundaries. We all have our non-negotiables. I think it's really important to make sure that you know what you're willing and able to deal with in a relationship. I think it's also important to know that you are entering in a situation with someone else, a completely different person. They are not you, you are not them. So you can't have the expectation that this particular person is going to do everything the way that you would do it, think the way that you would think, react the way that you would react. That's another reason why I feel like we have so many issues with people's relationships. We have a lot of unrealistic expectations, and I'm not even talking about like superficial or material things. I'm talking about personality wise. People literally think that like because I like you, you should literally be a clone of me and treat me exactly how I think that you should do everything. If that makes sense. Like we're different people, and you have your boundaries, you create your boundaries, you communicate with the person, you have constructive and effective conflict resolution. You come from a place of showing the person how their actions made you feel as opposed to just merely focusing on the action that they actually did. You don't want to ever have someone feeling like you're attacking them because it's going to be a very counterproductive conversation. But at the end of the day, we ain't just dropping people just because they have a quote unquote red flag. It might be something that y'all can work through. Now, if the red flag is that they be trying to be from the Slapaho tribe, then at that point, we have to rethink things. All right, y'all. Let's plate. Whew. Turn that off. These are going to be really saucy. Uh-oh. Oh. I think we got another winner, and I haven't even tried them yet. Just based off the smell and the way they're looking, definitely want to try these out. Ladies, if you got a little boo or a bae, make sure you make him these. Fellas, y'all want to impress the lady in your life, let her know that you be cooking too. All right. I'm going to use a little ranch dressing with my wings. Let's see. Uh-oh. Gonna have that. All right. Oh, last thing. I'm gonna add a little bit of dried cilantro on the wings, and then we done, y'all. I'm gonna take a picture, get a little video, and then we are going to take a taste of this. All right. All righty. Here we have it. We got our Drunken pineapple barbecue air fried wings, y'all. Okay, Glamorous D. All right. Actually, Glamorous D, I'm going to pull up your comment in just a minute. This is not a red flag. I actually love blue cheese. Oh my goodness. Y'all, this computer has been acting crazy all day. So yes, I actually love blue cheese. Glamorous D says not using blue cheese is a red flag. I love blue cheese, and I've actually made blue cheese on the channel. I believe it was on my jerk buffalo wings. That recipe. We also made some homemade blue cheese dressing that day. It was really, really good. I love blue cheese. All right, let me go ahead and take a picture. Let me take a picture. Uh-oh. Aw. Mona just sent a cash app, $5 for making the bomb wings. Thank you so much, Mona. Mona, you're so sweet. Thanks so much for the donation. Yes, Mona. I'm making these wings for Mona because I've been making a whole lot of seafood, y'all, and Mona is allergic to shellfish and such. So she said, "Can we have some chicken?" And I was like, "You know what? I'm gonna make some wings on Friday." And then everybody who was in the chat on Wednesday, they said that they wanted some type of boozy situation. So that's why we got our bourbon, drunken pineapple barbecue wings. All right. Look at there. Oh, y'all, these look so good. Who wants some? Who wants some wings? Who wants some wings? All right, before I taste, I'm from the Blackfoot tribe. I'll take their shoes and tell them how to kick rocks. Oh, Lord. Let's see. I want to eat the screen. Yes. Yes. Thank you so much, everyone, for saying the wings look good. All right. I'm going to taste them. Yes, Mona. I love a good blue cheese and ranch too. The reason why I use ranch, I think I do have some blue cheese in the fridge, but I use ranch this time because I actually like the ranch barbecue combination. Don't forget, I've been sipping on my little tequila drink. So if you've seen me misstep or misspeak today, blame it on the alcohol, okay? All right. Let me get a paper towel. Oh, for those that joined late, I did an unboxing. I received, let me make sure I see. I received a gift today from Christopher Albright. I think that might be Z-Whip, but I'm not sure. I got a pot off of my wish list. A nice non-stick cookware. It's like a cast iron, but I can use it on the induction cooktop that was purchased by Mr. Craig Lamar. So yes, we got folks supporting the channel in various ways. If you are interested in showing support, it is not required. It's not even asked, but if you do, it's very much so appreciated. You can get all of my links down below in the description, Cash App, Venmo, and also the link to my Amazon wish list. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and try the wings. I like flats, so I always eat the flats, and I make my daughter eat the trunk. All right, y'all. Let's go. Let's dip it in some ranch. Ooh. Here we go. Oh, my God. So these wings have a great crunch to them. Remember, when I was seasoning the wings, I added more baking powder. So it's looking like the more baking powder we have, the better the crunch on the outside of the wing. So make sure y'all add in that baking powder because that's going to make a huge difference in the texture of your wings. We still want that fried crisp without the added fat from all the oil and whatnot. Okay. Let me stop because I'll eat all of these wings right here in front of y'all. So yes, make sure you use the baking powder. That'll go ahead and get that nice crunch. Yes, Derek, this is the perfect pot for gumbo. Derek wants me to make like a healthier gumbo, so I'm working on my little method. Let me wash my hands. I'm working on my method to make sure it's still good, but we cut down on a lot of the extra oil. All right. Let's see. Mona D says, all I need to get is the liquor and sugar-free barbecue sauce, and I'm making these today or tomorrow. Yes, girl. When you make the wings, let me know how they turned out. Team Peterson says, oh, Lord. Sorry, y'all. Struggle stream today is real. All right. Team Peterson says, ranch equals white ketchup. It goes with everything. Absolutely, it does. I'm more of a blue cheese person, but I have my days where I eat my ranch. Now you're teasing. I'm about to fly to AC to get fed. Come on, come on, come to the valley. All right. Derek has a good question. He says, does your air fryer cooks from both sides? So a lot of people, when they cook in the air fryer, they tend to only they flip it. I don't. I'm lazy. Okay. And honestly, it gets a good color on both sides as long as your heat is high enough and you don't overcrowd the basket. So it's important to have just a single layer of your wings in there, because the way that the air fryer works, the technology is it's a fan that's blowing hot air around. So it's more even cooking. So technically, you shouldn't have to flip them, but depending on how big the meat is, how much is in there, you might need to flip it. So I didn't flip these, and they have a nice crunch on both sides. So, but just check it out. If you do have, you can flip them. And if you do, just for like, let's see, we cooked these for about 30 minutes. So 15 minutes on one side, 15 minutes on the other. Okay. All right, y'all. This is all I got for today. I hope y'all enjoyed. Blue cheese is my favorite dressing. Then Catalina. I used to love French dressing when I was younger. But yeah, this is all I have for today, y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed this drunken pineapple barbecue recipe. I hope y'all enjoyed our little fun conversation about red and green flags. Hope y'all learned something. I will be back on Monday. Since Sunday is a holiday, I will not be streaming on Sunday. However, I will stream on Monday afternoon, and it will be a cook along. So we're going to be doing something different. I'm going to post the ingredients on Saturday on my channel, as well as on Instagram and Facebook. I will post all of the ingredients there. That way you will have an opportunity to get the ingredients. I'll have a few even altered substitutes for certain things, because we are going to be making a pasta dish and we'll actually be using wine. But if you do not want to use wine, you can use some other substitutes. So I'll make sure I have all of that posted on Saturday. And I'll also have the live schedule, so you'll know what time to have all your ingredients ready. We will be cooking together. If you feeling bold, you can cam up and I'll drop the link and you can come on and we can talk while we cooking together. That's up to you. But I think it'll be fun. It'll be something different. Thank y'all so much for joining today. I had a lot of fun. Y'all make sure y'all try these wings out because they were bomb. Okay. All right. Y'all have a good Friday. I will see y'all on Monday. Have a good Easter weekend. Y'all enjoy. See y'all.